Well, guys, I want to talk about the demons that you might consider slaying, and in fact the only one that needs to be slain in this ascension process. And so here I am recording this on, I think it's September the 5th, 2018. And for a lot of us, me included, it's been a really intense last 2 weeks. Spitting out of those eclipses and feeling the energies of what I can only describe as contrast or polarity. And for a lot of people, including myself, it's been a journey of shadow work, going inside, looking at the last vestiges of that which remains that keeps us asleep. So I want to talk about the demons that we want to slay, which is only one, and the ones that aren't worth your attention. Okay, so let me try to express this the best I can. If you're having a dream at night and a monster is chasing you in your sleep, and you suddenly realize that you have to get out of this nightmare, quite often you'll wake up within the dream, and that's called having a lucid dream. And in that lucidity, you are aware, oh, I'm dreaming. And then you have the capability to do what? To wake up. That's what most people would do upon that, moment of I'm being chased by a monster or a bad guy or a demon or something horrible. And I can stick around and talk to it, which is just as valuable. I can melt it, or I can just leave by waking up from the illusion called the dream. What needs to be slayed? Not the monster in the dream. Think about that for a minute, because it's not real, nor is the self you think you are within the dream. So slaying the demons of reality is simply a distraction. Yes, you could work on slaying the demons of the economic, monetary, capitalistic nightmare system we live in, or you could focus all your negative attention and willingness to slay the Illuminati or the next bad thing happening in this dream. But what if all of those things that are happening in this dream are simply to wake you up? And what if in fact not only are they really engineered to wake you up from the illusion, which is the only thing that needs to be slain, but they're a part of your own masterful strategy to wake yourself up. Just think about that. So I went through a thing recently, right, with somebody playing the monster character in my own life. Someone I had aligned myself with a bit. I considered a friend and a peer, whatever. And that person decided to suddenly show up as, sort of like the Darth Vader of the storyline. And of course I had the option to strike back at the level of the dream story by what? Doing whatever I took to get my right position to their wrong position, or stopping for a minute and remembering something really true. Nothing that's happening at this level is ultimately true or real. And when you're living your life in a lucid way, then you'll start to also notice the magic afoot. Because another way we wake ourselves up within the sleeping dream, we wake ourselves up by being lucid to that which can't really exist within the context of the dream. An example would be, my hand has 6 fingers instead of 5, or I'm able to fly, or the sky is yellow and purple instead of blue. If something like that shows up in a dream, it's so anomalous to what could actually be happening within a reality. Then we wake up from the dream by going, this can't be happening. This happens to me all the time. I can't be really awake because I'm flying, and I can only fly in my dreams. So this is a dream, and then I wake up. And then I'm in this reality, so-called reality. So if you've actually watched the movie Inception, and if you haven't, I suggest you do, they talk about nested realities. And so you basically go into a dream-like reality, let's call it that. And then you can, within that dreamlike reality, go into another layer down below, another dreamlike reality. And so think of it scaffolding or layers of illusory reality. And one of the ways in the movie Inception that people can tell if they're actually awake and in base reality, as Elon Musk would call it, I believe, base reality, the true reality from which all the other sub-domains of reality might spin off, or simulations if you like, is that the little dreidel spinning top thing in Inception will stop not stop spinning. It will just continue on forever. It won't like topple over, which, you know, defies the laws of base reality physics. So I want to encourage every one of you out there to look at the pain and suffering you're experiencing, the upsets, the anger, the frustrations, and anytime you're tempted to make it a him, her, this or that problem, just stop. Even some people lately, there's a lot of stuff going on about the evil thing called money and we got to get rid of money. No, we got to wake up from the dream where money is the currency of reality. We don't have to get rid of money in the dream. We have to wake up from the dream where money is the primary way that we are on the treadmill of distraction. Is there a force out there, like a demonic or parasitic entity or consciousness that's trying to make our life groggy so that we don't wake up? Maybe. And so then I say to you, if there is something that says like we're asleep collectively as humanity within something you could understand maybe as a simulation, or use the movie The Matrix as an example, you know, where people think it's real, like Neo thinks it's real, but he's really in a little pod being energized as the Energizer battery for the alien robot species. If we really are trapped here, or imprisoned here, or distracted and seduced to be here, which I don't know it's true, I will let you know if I get a dream insight about that or something, then still it's just a matter of understanding that this thing that we're in isn't ultimately real. And so don't go around boom, 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 in warrior mode, slaying, shooting, destroying, annihilating, arguing with reality, because it's not real. It's one thing I really don't like about a lot of Hollywood American films. Everything is solved by being in fight mode, right? In slaying and shooting and demonizing mode. Just stop that. Just stop it. Stop it. So, what is the solution to being awake in what may be a construct that's completely unreal? There's many ways to, like the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, but one of the best ways is your imagination. And I went through a series of synchronicities with the word imagination lately, and the last one was today. A woman named Michelle Wolfe was on Bias on the Fence with Shane, and I was listening to her and going, ka-ching, synchronicity, kaboom, synchronicity, yahoo! So having a conversation about 40 minutes before I watched the show in which she talks about imagination with a friend on the beach back here that I'll show you in a minute, and talking about imagination as your divine power tool. Go read the book by Neville Shute called Awakened Imagination, I think published in the 50s. Brilliant, brilliant book, way ahead of its time. It's our God-given power. So one of the keys to the kingdom is our imagination. And ironically, Michelle Wolfe was even talking in the same interview that I just saw a minute ago about one of her dreams where she became lucid, you know, and she was confronted with this like and a rising up of, I know this isn't real. So, how can you use the key of your imagination to exit the construct or the simulation or the dream, to wake up from it? I think it's to wish it so. So I'm actually recording this thing at what looks like a wishing well. I'm at a friend's cottage. I want to show you something, okay? There's a well here, guys. I don't think it's real. I think it's actually just a picturesque, you know, art installation. No, it's not. It's got actually like it's not a well. It's a pretend well. Take a look. Right? Now, that pretend well is an example of, you know, a couple of things. It's a wishing well, or it's a well from which you can source truth, source inspiration, source divine guidance. But a well is also a place where we call it the wishing well for a reason, where we put our wishes. So wish for and imagine into reality, clarity, and an escape hatch, which is called awakening. And awakening is a one-day, overnight thing. It's a gradual thing. You can have catastrophically big awakenings like I did in 2011, which actually, I have not said this before, but I'm going to say it now because I've always been reluctant to express it in the way I'm going to do it. The way that overnight awakening felt was as if I woke up and was seeing reality through these eyes and hearing it through these ears and feeling it through this skin from another person's point of view. And that other person was me, the me I was all along. It felt just like being lucid within a dream, but it was far more wondrous. Like the freshness of that experience when it first occurred, and it lasted in its intensity for about 5 months, 6 months, but was like, wow. Oh my God, this is what reality is, because I'm real. Like, I'm real. Not that the construct is real. Me, the perceiver, is real. The quantum self, the non-local self, the true self, the base reality self. As in, this is like an avatar. This is like my avatar in reality. And if that's the case, anything this avatar does with other avatars and other props, like the prop well here, is useless. This is just a prop well. It's not a real well. So I can use my imagination for small things like money, success, fame, fortune, material goods, which is fine if you want to play in the dream. A Course in Miracles says, do you want to make it a happy dream or do you want to wake up from the dream? Both are valid. You could just play around in the matrix, just like the guy that went back in for the steak. What's his name? Oh, he betrayed Neo and stuff in the movie The Matrix. Anyway, he decided to go back in. He'd rather play in the dream than deal with the real world and transform reality from that place. But I'm saying, if you don't want to just dream into the dream happy circumstances for yourself, then dream with your imagination that you are liberated and see clearly and wake up. And then when you do that, I guess you could call it 5D Ascension if you're using the new lingo. But what it allows to happen, 45D, whatever, into new density, what it allows for you to experience is wonderment, delight, and joy, peace, magic, and miracles, okay? My body just got healed of 5 different things in the last month. Radical, transformational, miracle healing. Why? Because my consciousness might be residing a little bit higher than 3-dimensional reality where those things can't happen. And they can happen to every single one of us, when we decide to not play in the dream by manipulating the dream, but wake up completely from the dream. That doesn't mean your body's going to get off the planet, so to speak, or the dream. It means that you will be interfacing with the dream from the agency of your true base reality self. Maybe when you die, you can like totally exit the program. Don't know for sure. I'll ponder that in the future. There's a house here that's not my friend's cottage. I'm going to try to show it to you, but it just is so charming. It just brings a delight and a joy. And you know what? In my imagination, I think I could live there, but I would like to live there from a state of awakened awareness, not from the place where that place there is a goal for my entire life, so that I die on my deathbed going, the only thing I achieved was I made enough money or won enough money or manifested a circumstance where I could live in this particular cottage. I live in a very humble rental in Vancouver, Canada, and I love my place. I adore it. Okay, it's my nest, but you know, that's a whole sidebar. Okay guys, I'm out of here. 13:04 is what I have on my time for this video. I wanted to talk about dreams of the skies and aliens and things coming in from outer space that I've been having over and over again in the last month, and I will still do that. I just had to break through with this because I know everyone around me is going through hell on earth lately, last 2 weeks, between fatigue, exhaustion, physical issues, conflict, contrast, polarity, arguments, despair, tensions. It's okay. Remember, the agitation is to wake you up, okay? Not to just make your life miserable, Okay, thanks guys. If you want, subscribe. If you want, hit the bell. You'll know when I do something new. I'm probably on here once a week in general, but I'm going to start a little interview show as well eventually. Okay, ciao.